This is the Gary Cantrell Podcast.
The Gary Cantrell Podcast, back at you with a bonus edition here. We're doing a little series called Behind the Song, and this is where I give you the background on some songs that I was a part of, and I thought it'd be cool for some of these to bring in my longtime pal, my bro, my family, my cousin Larry. Larry, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I thought it would be good to bring him in because for many of these songs, he was also a part of them. So I figured, I can give my background, which is fine and all, but to have also another perspective, if you guys think I'm just full of shit, well, then we can just bring him in and this is what we'll do. So today, on today's podcast, we're going to be talking about a song called Completely Incomplete. You remember this one, Lair?
Oh yeah, I remember it. I remember when you taught it to me. I came over to your house. We were sitting there with our acoustics, and you showed it to me. It's incredibly simple, but the best songs are simple.
I agree. This song, funny thing is that it was written back in 2006. That's how long ago this song was actually written. Most of it, not all of it, because you came in, you added some stuff to it, but for the most part, it was written and pretty much done in 2006.
I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah.
I remember you saying you wrote it like a while back, but I didn't know it was that old. I didn't know that at the time I was learning it. It was a 10-year-old song.
I know. So we actually reconnected in 2016. We had just kind of, life had just gone in weird ways, but just in true fashion between me and you, we just came right back together in the best way possible. And we had decided that this time in February, this is February of 2016, that we should collaborate with some music.
Yeah, I think like going back to when we were both learning the instruments and stuff, like the first time we like actually knew how to play a few chords, and then we got together and it just clicked.
Definitely.
It's just something about when we get together. I don't know. It's just, I can't describe it.
Yeah. I remember that day. I'm actually going to flash a photo on the screen right here. This photo was actually the day that we hung out for the first time again, which was really, really cool. I believe we went to Chewy's and had a wonderful...
Oh, the black and white photo.
Yeah, the black and white photo.
I was also rocking the creeper stash in that picture too,
yes!
From what I remember.
You still got it. And so that was the first time we hung out. And then the first time that we jammed together. And my God, I mean, you can see... This is crazy to see. I've shared this photo on my Instagram before, where my
your transformation.
Oh my God!
Transformation. Yeah, it's like looking at that picture and looking at you now. It's like night and day, like literally night and day difference.
It's nuts. I still have a ways to go, but when you put that in perspective, it's pretty wild to see. So this was one of the first jam sessions. This was the first jam session we had, and I believe it was at this one or maybe the next one. We used to get together, I think, on Sundays, I want to say. And we had this idea that we wanted to go in the studio. We wanted to record something. I think at the time we were going to call our record "This Is 35."
Yeah,
it was like a joke on the "This Is 40" thing.
Yeah, like you like kind of like Orange Is the New Black, like something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's what we were going for.
Now, do you know where the hell this name, The Yielding, came from? People still ask me, what the hell does this name mean? I thought you had a better explanation for it than I did, because I don't remember.
I came up with an explanation on my ass, pretty much. I mean, like...
Because you coined the phrase, I remember.
Yeah, I just thought like the name sounded kind of cool, and different, and it was all just basically about just like slowing down and not like rushing through life and just taking your time with stuff. Like, what's the rush,
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Basically, yield means to like slow down to,
Yeah.
That was my thought process, but.
Well, we were certainly putting out some slow stuff, let me tell you. So this, it was acoustic. That's what it was. It was a two-man acoustic team. We were both doing the acoustics. You were taking the lead as far as doing like little solos and stuff, because that is just not my forte. But
that isn't even my forte either.
Well, you did it pretty goddamn well. You had me fooled.
I don't know.
He has no words. I stumped him, ladies and gentlemen. So
better than new.
I was watching that last night, actually. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so we went in the studio. Was this May or June? Because we're coming up on that 4-year anniversary.
I want to say it was June.
June,
I want
fair
to
enough.
say it was June, yeah.
Our boy, Ben Mellett, Nothing But Noise Studio. Now, I think he's relocated his studio, but back when we went, it was the same.
I think he's actually in Manassas now.
Right, so he was in like Fairfax or something when we recorded, and it was the same studio where we had recorded like now almost 20 years prior, which we're going to, in other future podcasts, we're going to talk about some of those days coming up. But yeah, so that was the same studio. It was kind of like really cool to get us back in there. I remember we actually shot some video from that day. Well, that's going to be on the screen now. We shot a little video during that studio session, and my God, I'm just looking, I'm sorry, I got to see myself again. I'm just like, my eyes, it was like, oh my God, how big was this guy? Holy crap, this is 4 years ago. It just blows my mind. But we went in the studio. We went in there for what, just one full day and we were done?
Yeah.
Yeah, one full day and we were in and out.
My big in-depth answer. You're like, we went in there for one day, right? And I'm just like, yeah. And I didn't even, but yeah, it was just one day.
Yeah, so I'll start the song a little bit, and we'll kind of just give some ideas. If you have something that you want to add, just
I've never done this before, so this is going to be fun and interesting.
Yeah, well, I did a test of this for the Patreon, and if you guys want to support via Patreon, link below. I did a version.
They liked it.
Yeah, what I was going to say is I did a version of it, almost like the pilot of this, kind of this very format. So now the wider audience can hear it with the benefit of some video and a co-host in the matter who was actually there and can speak to it as well. So we'll play a few bars of this, as they say, and we'll see what we got here.
You called on a Sunday morning. The tone in your voice was alarming. And how naive to think that things would ever change. Your life is so rearranged, and yet you managed to
now, like,
stay the same.
when it just has like a, I just remember it has like a super clean sound. It just sounds really clean.
Yeah.
And like, of course, our projects that were way before that, your viewers will hear and stuff, but like vocally, that was like the best, in my opinion. Like, it just sounds so clean. Like, it's on the same it's like it's on the same plane. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, it's just, it's just like, you just feel it. It's like, it's like one. I don't know if that makes sense, but.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know, I think we were having this conversation before, but, you and I both have never been 100% confident in our vocal abilities at all. And this was one of the first recordings that I came out of. I'm like, you know what? This is actually not too bad. I remember the weekend after I recorded, I shared it with a few coworkers even, and they were like, okay, Gary, I see you.
Yeah.
So
I remember at the time, this chick I dated briefly, we were going to Ocean City, and at the time we only had this one song, and like I played it for her in the car, and I'm sitting there, I'm driving, okay, and I'm like still kind of squinting my eyes because I'm like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what is she gonna think about it? What is she gonna think about it? And she loved it though.
Yeah. No, I remember we released this. It was the very end of July. We waited a while. We wanted to build up the hype a little bit.
Yeah, hype it up. I'm like, we recorded. I'm like, damn, is this shit online yet? And I'm like, dude, it's like when a company releases a trailer for a movie a year and a half before it comes out.
Yeah.
Just like waiting for it. Like,
we wanted to build some hype because, I mean, people knew us like as individuals. We had our friends, but like nobody knew who the fuck we were. Like, they didn't know anything. I remember I was out of town the day this came out, and it's on Apple Music still. People can go Apple Music, Spotify, wherever, and go get it. Let's hear a little bit more of this.
Yeah.
Left, you'll be the only one to blame.
Here's Larry.
Oh, how I would care.
You can hear the auto tune, but I don't care.
Watch you fall apart and oh, what I would give.
You listen to the lyrics, it's actually very dark.
Yeah, so let me speak on
And
that. I'm going to pause that for a second. This was actually written, shocker, about a girl, way back
Really?
when. Yeah.
No, oh, you don't say.
Way back when, and
Don't you know?
I remember kind of the whole idea behind it was guy and girl.
Yeah.
Guy is interested in girl.
Yep.
Girl sees that guy is interested. She is not interested any
Oh,
longer.
that's my whole life. That's my whole life, dude. That's like that's my life story, man.
But with a twist. So guy says, "Okay, I'm not interested anymore. I'm off the table here. Let's go this way." Girl's like, "Whoa, wait a minute. I still like you. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm
But
back."
like I still like you, like I like you as a friend, or they actually start having those feelings for you once you stop paying attention to them.
Bingo. And
Okay.
then so it's like, "Okay."
That's never happened to me.
No, never.
That's just like, no.
It's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm back in now. I'm all back in. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not interested anymore." "Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, I'm not interested." "Oh, but wait a minute. I'm still interested." Like this is back and
That
forth
really,
thing.
that really happened to you.
Yes. It sucked.
Like, tell me about that really quick, and then I'll tell you about a similar situation I had like that, similar. But tell me about
well, I mean,
your
obviously I won't get specific here, but
like actually mentioning names.
yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing
Okay.
that. But yeah, no. It was just somebody that I had met. It was I met
Was it
them.
in high school or out of high school?
Oh no, this was out of high school. This was
Like in our like in our early 20s days, like in our early 20s.
well, whatever, like 2000, I don't know if it was 2004, 2005, I don't remember specifically. Somewhere in the mid 2000s, we'll just say that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just, you meet this person, you hang out a little bit, you develop feelings, and
Mhm.
then they pull away. And then you're like, all right, well,
But initially,
fuck this, I'm out. Oh, but
but
wait a
initially
minute.
was she into you, or just no?
Oh,
You were
yeah.
just friends. You were friends.
No,
Oh,
no,
she
no,
was
no.
into you,
Yeah, we were jumping head in, man.
but nothing was happening.
Not really, no.
Nothing was happening.
So, it's just one of those things, man. It's like, I'm interested, I'm not. I'm interested, but I'm not. It's just back and forth. And then as soon as that happens, man, you're just butting heads at that point. Like you just want to slam your head up against a brick wall. And that's another song for another day. Get it? Oh, it went right over his head.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. Dude,
Boom.
I've lost a lot of brain cells, so I mean, I had to. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But like, like for me, like high school, and we're the same age.
Yes.
When we were in the same grade, but we went to high school together. But like when I was in high school, the first girlfriend I had in high school, her name was Caitlin. I don't know if you ever met her or
Well,
knew who she was.
Damn, just drop her name, brother.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Well, it's fine. Whatever.
But after that, I don't even know if this ties into the meaning behind the song Completely Incomplete, but like I would develop feelings for a chick. We'd be friends, but then I'd come out and say, hey, I'm into you, like and then I'd get friend zoned immediately.
Yeah, I've had
Like
that many
dude,
times.
every single time, and it crushed me, dude, because that happened with literally everyone. And like
I guess
Caitlin-
the moral of the story is if somebody if somebody's single, you just act like you don't give a fuck, because then that's when they all start coming your way, I guess.
yeah, apparently that's what people say. But what I originally wanted to say is that in the first band we were in together, Gatewood, Caitlin, my only girlfriend from high school, happened to be there, and there was one of her girlfriends was there too at the time. I don't know. And you remember that show? There was no stage; like everybody was ground level with the band.
Yeah, those are some of the best shows, by the way.
And
If you're up
apparently
front.
apparently her friend was like right by me, and Caitlin was telling me, like, yeah, she's totally into you. I was like, oh really? I was like, what? I can't remember what her name was. I'm like, who is it? And she was trying to describe the girl. I was like, oh really? Well, when I was ready to make my move, she ended up being a lesbian. So, you
There
know,
you go.
I couldn't go that route. But
You really know how to pick them, Lair.
basically, but basically, complete, yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I can relate to a lot of lyrics, but just like I can pretty much just relate to just being friend zoned by pretty much everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's check out a little bit more of this here. Let's see. I really like this second verse, by the way. That's all I'm going to say.
6 months have passed by, another call at the wrong time. What will it take to make you realize you are no longer mine? The comfort of another you've yet to find.
I'll tell you what, when hold on, pause that. When I sang those words, I felt every word of that. Let me tell you what.
The second verse, like that second verse for me is like the most powerful too.
You are no longer mine, the comfort of another you've yet to find, and when there's nothing left, you'll be the only one to blame. Like, I was feeling that, dude. Let me tell
Yeah,
you,
dude.
something
Like,
strong.
you know what of that second verse hits me the most
What's
is
that?
6 months have passed by, another call at the wrong time. Like that,
Yeah.
like the whole like bad timing and like, oh my god, dude. Like
Dude.
that bad timing, like bad timing, Jesus. Like you remember the girl from Pennsylvania who's a certain someone's really good friend. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, like we would be talking all the time. You know, kids don't know what AOL Instant Messenger is, except us. You know, we're much older, but like we would talk all the time, and like when we'd actually go to Pennsylvania, we'd hang out and we'd talk on the phone and stuff. But at the time, she had a boyfriend, and I was like, "Damn, this sucks." But nothing ever happened. And then at our friend's wedding, we end up, you know, we danced a few times and like we held hands under the table, right? And I'm like, oh my god, I could just feel the energy.
Yep.
And when it came time to leave and go home and take his parents home, I should have just turned around and came back, but I didn't have the balls to. And like, dude, like when you feel that and you're about to kiss somebody, our faces were literally that close, and then she stopped it. And then right when I started dating my ex-wife, she hits me up and says, I'm single now.
Ding, ding, ding.
And I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. But that's how stuff happens, man.
That's how it goes,
Like,
man.
Bad timing, you know. It's like it crushed me. And that's like another thing that hits me and makes me think about her is that song A Day Late by Amber Lynn.
Oh, yeah. Amberlynn, man. They were awesome.
Because it was literally a day late, man. Like it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But that part of the lyric of the second verse, that's what hits me the most. Like I hear that and it's like, oh, like you know what I mean? Like it just like cuts you, you know what I mean? Like you feel it in your gut.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. No question. I think we're coming up to the middle section here, and this was actually added in later. Let's hear a little bit of this middle section, I think. Well, actually, we're at the chorus. The chorus, then the middle section. Let's see.
Want to blame. Oh, how I would pay to watch you fall apart and know what I would give.
This is one of my first attempts at singing something somebody else wrote. You know, because normally when I'd be trying to write songs, I'd be like, and I'm trying to write lyrics, I'm like, I need to write something that I'm able to sing.
Well, you did pretty well, I will say that.
Able to sing decently in the range and everything. But continue.
This is probably the best you've ever sounded, and I don't mean that to slight you. I mean, this is you were onto something here.
I think I found my range.
I think you did. I think that's a good way to say it.
like that's the range I should be singing in.
Right.
Now I see that you are so completely incomplete.
So in the original version of the song, this part here did not have any words whatsoever. It was just a rhythm, a couple of chords.
I think I remember you telling me that when you were first telling me about the song.
Yeah, I thought that there should be something there, but I can never formulate the words. And then when we collaborated together, that's when I kind of found the voice for that part. And
Oh, so that's when you wrote that part, the lyrics for that part.
correct.
So before it was just music.
Just music, and then you also added in some little deek 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 deek.
A little like muted harmonics on an acoustic, which you can't even. You can. They're very faint, but you can still hear them.
Oh yeah, I thought they sounded great. So this is the middle section, and this was also pretty good too. A pretty
And looking
pretty
back on it
powerful.
now, like that would have just sounded weird without lyrics.
fair
It would have
enough.
sounded
Yeah.
empty.
It sure did.
Oh, as the years go by, I've watched you cry and cry a million times. I don't know why, you don't know why.
That right there. I don't know why. You don't know why. That was some good shit right there.
You're too damn blind to open up your eyes to the world outside. The truth is right in front of you. Oh, how I would pay to watch you.
And I think we just play out this last chorus, but that middle
Yeah.
section really turned out pretty good. And you added something there in the end that was added in the studio. That open your eyes. You added that later.
Yeah.
Now I see that you are so completely.
About 20 more seconds.
And now I see that you are so completely incomplete.
That's funny. That little ding ding that took you a couple takes because I remember like you'd like mute a note or something. You're like, damn it, and then you'd have to go back and
It's
do it
funny,
again.
dude. Like the simplest shit is what I'd screw up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's the simplest things. You like, no, let me do it again. You're like, that did it. You know, your finger would hit like the wrong part of a string, and it would just mess it up.
Oh my god, yeah, totally.
But that's like one of the simplest songs. But like I just when I gravitate towards a song, like the simpler, is that even a word?
Sure, we'll go with it.
The more basic it is, the better of a song it is, in my opinion. Because a super basic song, you can get into it like that.
Oh, definitely. And this one was always one of my favorites. I actually there was another song I did which you guys will hear on a future behind the song, but I was going to do this song recorded on the same day, but it wasn't like 100% ready yet, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't because now we got to finish it up real nice. So
I hear and listen to this, like I wonder like if we would have kept going with this, what future stuff would have sounded like, you know?
yeah, definitely. Well, on that,
I still wonder that, but of course if we do that again, it wouldn't be the yielding. We would just, you know.
I don't know what the hell it would be. But on that note, that's going to do it for this edition of Behind the Song. Thank you guys so much for checking it out, and thank you, Larry, for joining me today.
Thank you. This was a blast.
I agree. It was awesome. Thanks, guys.